on the OOV or with your tailbone on the big stability ball. So kind of start out here or just have the stability ball. Have the weights ready if you have 1 to 3 pound arm weights. And then just lay all the way down. The tailbone will be elevated. Yep, and just kind of take a couple of deep breaths as I'm entering a couple of other people in. Perfect. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we find ourselves with a tailbone a little bit heavier, a little bit higher, and then the arms go on the ribs, and we're just going to take a minute and start with breath work. So as we progress through the class, inhale through the nose, focus on rib cage expansion outward, and then exhale through pursed lips, as if you're blowing out birthday candles. So slow breathing on the way out, feeling the lungs outward, thinking about that 3-dimensional expansion, and then slow breath, starting to connect into the lower abdominals, focusing on that transverse abdominis, that compression in the lower belly. Couple more breath in. This is a great way to get a nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic state. One more breath. And then as we exhale, grab your weights or not in each arm, and let's reach both hands up to the ceiling. Now, as we maintain this position, I want you to nod your chin a couple of times. So bringing your chin down towards the breastbone. And then as you exhale, release that chin nod. So inhale, nod the chin, bring it down to the breastbone. Feel the length in the back of the neck. And exhale as you release. Now we're going to load that position. As you breathe in, nod the chin, both arms will start reaching overhead. Keep trying to bring your chin a little bit more down. And exhale, release the chin up as you're coming back. We'll do this 3 more times. Your focus tape loop, as I call it, is arms facing each other, so palms facing each other. Chin comes down, the back of the neck gets stretched and lengthened, shoulders are not shrugging, and then coming back. We're doing this very slow as we try to create opening in our suboccipital region. Breathe in again. And exhale as we're coming back. Last inhale here, not in the chin. Keep the ribs connected, so don't let them kind of pop up. So that's where the obliques will work. And coming back. Now breathe in as both arms open out to the side, reaching wide. Exhale as you're coming back. 3 more here. Inhale out. Allow your shoulder blades to slide towards each other as arms open. And then notice how they rotate in, but they don't protract. So you're still keeping the front of the chest open. Inhale, they move out to the side, and exhale, they come back in. Last one here. And come back in. Good. We're gonna keep our arms here. We're gonna go into check balance with our legs. So breathe in, bring left leg into the tabletop and just hold it there. See where your body is at today. Allow it to organize itself. Find that balance and stability. Slowly lower that leg down. Let's bring the other leg up into the tabletop. As you're balancing on the OOV, breathe in. And exhale, go back down. Let's do 3 more on each side, working on that alternating marching position. Now, if it's too difficult and you can't find stability, bring one elbow down, doesn't matter which one, or maybe bring both elbows down and just hold them here to assist. Just meet where your body's at and then slowly start removing points of contact to increase challenge of that inner core and the small stabilizers. Excellent. Last one, side to side. When we're working on our back, we're challenging the front of our body. So this front diagonal slings. Good. Now keep both arms up. Let's lower our left elbow down. So it's going to push into the floor. And the left knee will lift up. Now we're going to go through a sequence of reaching arm overhead as leg straightens and reaches away. Breathe in. And exhale, arm comes in, knee comes in. Maybe you tap the knee, maybe not. So inhale, you move away. Exhale, we come back in. 2 more. Breathe in as we lengthen away. Exhale as we come back in. Last one here. And come back in. Stay here, we're gonna make it harder. Let's bring right leg into tabletop. If you can. If that was hard enough, stay there. Now just the left elbow is the point of contact. Same thing, left leg reaches away, right arm reaches away for 4. Exhale, comes back in. And breathe in as we reach away from each other. And come back in. A little bit more focus and work on the right side of the body. There are no points of contact. And out. And come back in. Let's bring our right elbow down. And bring our right leg down for a second and left arm up. So first we're just checking here. Sorry. I'm confused. Left leg down, right leg up. So right elbow, left foot on the ground, right leg and left arm up in the air. So opposite arm and leg. And then we're gonna start by extending outward and coming back in. We're gonna do 4 times here with 2 points of contact. And then we're gonna start progressing it. So if this is hard enough, stay here. Last one. And coming back. Now both legs up into the tabletop. So just the right elbow is on the floor. And we're going through the same sequence. Left arm and right leg move away from each other and coming back. Inhale out. Exhale back. Move as slow as you can. Part of this class is eccentric loading, which means the slower we move, the more challenging and more effective the exercise is for our nervous system to recognize it. And coming back. Excellent. Let's lower both arms down and both legs down. And we're going to come off the OOV or the ball. So just come on down. We're going to go next into bridging series. So Maureen, take your arc barrel and you're going to use the arc barrel instead. If you have the OOV, we're going to use the OOV and we're going to put it lengthwise. So it doesn't matter which side is the pointy part, it's just going to be horizontal. So Maureen, your feet are going to be on the apex of the arc barrel. Everyone else, feet are on the OOV, on that big part of the OOV. So we're in a position where our tailbone is down, we're in the neutral pelvis. Keep the weights handy if you have them for added challenge. The first part, we're gonna press the entire foot into that surface. So try to wrap your toes, wrap your heels, feel the arch on that elevated surface. Arms will press down into the floor. As you exhale, let's roll up. So it's an articulated bridge. Tip our pelvis back, peel our spine off. Here we are at the top. Let's pause here for a second. Now, where their feet are, you're gonna focus on not pushing away and sliding that equipment. You're gonna press down and in. So you wanna focus on not letting the object slide and feel much more hamstring activation with that. Arms will press down. And then slowly as you exhale, let's start melting our spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, into the floor. We're gonna do 3 more. Breathe in, exhale, abdominals, glutes, press on up. Inhale, stay and hold. Knees are glued towards each other with the little magnets, so they're nice and straight, not letting hips just splay open. And exhale as we're rolling back down. Breathe in, exhale, rolling up. Now, starting to fine tune this exercise that may seem kind of simple. Focus on pulling in, so pressing down and pulling in, OOV or arc barrel. And then focus on not letting your upper body slide up or down very much. So as you melt your spine, allow the upper back to touch, then the lower back, then the tailbone. Here we go for a final roll up. As you exhale, you're rolling up, peeling yourself off. There's no movement from the top of the head and the neck, sliding up or down. We're really focusing on articulation through the spine. And then slowly rolling all the way down. Good. Now grab the weights or just reach your arms up towards the ceiling. So we're taking up support of the arms. We're going to roll up again. Exhale, we roll up. We're gonna hold this position as arms open out to the side for 4 and comes back in. And out. Exhale in. And 3. Keep that pelvis up. And 4. Let's roll back down. Good. We have 3 more sets of different variations. Here we go. Exhale, you roll up. Find that elevated bridge position. Glutes and hamstrings are working. Now one arm goes out to the side and comes back in. And then the other. And in 4 times on each side. Breathe in. Exhale up. It's a long isometric hold for our glutes, hamstrings, our core. It's great to work on reps, but also to start adding endurance component. And in, last one to the right, and comes back in. Let's roll back down. Take a breath in. We have 2 more sets. There's a nice mobility challenge coming in. So stay with me. Here we go. Rolling up. Now we're going to reach our arm overhead. One arm goes over. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale down for 1. We have 4 more. 3 more on each side. Keep breathing through it. Keep adjusting the height of the pelvis. And over and back. Last one, side to side. And coming back and melt your spine all the way down. A final roll up. Arms are still reaching up. Exhale, we're rolling up. Now, arms will stay here. What we're gonna do is if you have the OOV, you're gonna start flexing your feet, dorsiflexing and plantar flexing, moving back and forth. If you have a stable surface like an arc barrel, you're just gonna stay here and then flex and extend your elbows for tricep presses. Now you can combine both if you have OOV, or foam roll would be another good component that I didn't say at the beginning. But basically we're just adding movement, we're focusing on coordination, we're challenging our vestibular and nervous system here on balance, on movement. Last one. And rolling down with control. Well done. Let's drop the weights. Pull pull your knees towards your chest, rock them side to side. And let's roll back up. All right, now we're gonna go into sideline rotation. So Maureen, I would use the arc barrel for this the same. So you're gonna have it there. For the OOV, we're gonna turn the OOV with the pointed part towards us. So the waistline will go into the saddle. So we're gonna go all the way over onto the side. Now the knees will start with the knees bent, the arm will support, and then have the weight handy for one hand. Yep, so with an arc barrel, you just, or the Bosu is another way, just something to elevate the waistline to create a side bend. Just gonna allow yourself to go over it, the tailbone, the hips will stay at the front. So we're lined up, knees are together. That's our key, is to not let the hips move with this first part. If you have the weight, reach it up. We're gonna reach your arm forward. So kind of start with that protracted shoulder. Breathe in. As you exhale, here's the sequencing. Start pulling your shoulder blade back, then transferring the work into the thoracic spine. Let your head turn and trace the thumb and the arm as you exhale and rotate. Keep your knees lined up. Inhale there. Exhale, coming back, start pulling your ribs in, then the shoulder, and then the neck. And again, we're gonna do 3 more. Now, if you have arc barrel, Maureen, you're gonna kind of go up and over, so your arm will go overhead instead. Same thing, because we end up in that same rotation. Breathe in. As you're coming back, pulling your ribs in, then the shoulder girdle, and then the neck. And we're gonna reach forward and protract. 2 more. Inhale, shoulder blade goes back, then thoracic spine, and the head follows along as everything side bends and rotates back. Inhale, we're still coming back with the shoulder, and then pulling all the way forward. Last one. Breathe in. Exhale. Twist back, keep the knees lined up. And exhale as we come in back in to the center. Stay here, but we're going to switch our leg position. So the top leg is going to reach back, and you're going to try to pull that knee down. With an arc barrel, this might feel much easier because we're a little bit higher. But now we're in the long line from the knee to the hip to the torso. The bottom leg is still there. And we're trying to pull that knee down. So it's a big IT band lengthener here. The arm is going to reach up to the ceiling and go overhead. So we're in this nice lengthened position through the side of the body. Breathe in. As you exhale, we're still going to work on rotation, but now we're going to sweep in this half a circle and rotate our torso back. Reach, look towards your hand. And then as you exhale, circle over to the front. So inhale, we circle up and over. With an arc barrel, this will be the same motion as we did earlier, just different leg position. And coming back forward. Your goal is to keep that top leg stable and keep reaching the knee to the floor. And coming back to open and lengthen the side of our body, quadratus lumborum, part of the psoas, part of the obliques, mostly internal obliques here, and coming back. We're gonna come back to the center, press up, and switch to the other side, doing 4 and 4 of those variations. So the loop is gonna go across for the arc barrel, waistline goes in the saddle. Now that we know what we're doing, the first part, we're lined up at a 90-degree angle at the hips and the knees, holding on to a weight, 1 to 3 pounds. Breathe in. Exhale, keeping those knees glued together. We start rotating back, allowing that shoulder girdle to open. Let your neck, let everything rotate here for a second. And I want you to focus on keeping the arm connected to the shoulder and open more with the ribs. Inhale, start coming back in, bringing your head in, bringing the shoulder in, bringing the ribs in. Now start protracting, reaching forward, and then start pulling the shoulder blade back, lifting the arm, looking towards your arm. As you exhale and rotate back, allowing your ribs to open. It's easy to just let that shoulder pop back, which you kind of want to keep that arm connected with your shoulder blade and really use it as a weight to get more mobility from the thoracic spine, from your ribs. And then inhale as we're coming back. Last one. So shoulder blade moves back, lift the arm, knees stay together, exhale, rotate back. Allow the ribs to open as much as you can. Might notice a difference side to side. And then we're coming back to the center. Switching your leg position, taking the top leg and extending it back. So the knee is still bent. You're gonna push your foot down to the floor if you can, and then try to get that knee as low as you can. So it's the heel reaches back, the knee reaches down. So we find that length, the active length in the IT band and the front of the thigh. And now we're going to draw the arm through half circles. Inhale, we reach up, and exhale as we rotate back. And then breathe in, arm starts coming in, and returning to that starting position. So I'm drawing my arm from a 90-degree up to 180, up to a 90 in the back, that half, the top part of a circle. I'm letting my head follow along. So my eyes are on the thumb of my hand. So the cervical spine follows along. Keep reaching the knee down to the floor as you come forward. And last one here. Breathe in and exhale. Such a great way to start a morning, hydrating our fascia, actively lengthening our muscles. And we're gonna come in back in, except Jinhee, her day is almost over. And then coming back up. Excellent work. We're going to the stomach series or a prone series. So with an arc barrel, it's going to be in a long position, Maureen. So that means that you're gonna rotate it where the corner where you can see underneath is towards you. And so it's still the rounded, but the flat part of the floor is on the sides. We call that long arc barrel versus the shorter arc barrel position. With the OOV, we're gonna bring it in this way. So the pointed part is towards you, the fat part is forward, and we're gonna lie down onto the stomach. So keep the weights for added challenge, 1 to 3 pounds or not. First, the front of the chest, kind of right underneath the xiphoid process, the breastbone is going to be over the OOV. Legs are straight and you can externally rotate them a little bit. You kind of want to get to the position where we can get into the forced closure of our side joint. So also, I'm just going to say, if you have a side problem or the low back issues for the future, if you have a band, this is a great way to add it. So you're going to put the band around both legs, kind of above the knees, and then get into that same position, arc barrel or OOV. And so this way, you're going to press your thighs out and just give yourself that muscle activation and more of a forced closure of the side joint to help stabilize it. Arms will reach over as we flex over our surface. Breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to start lifting up, chin nod, upper body, and then arms will slide this time. So they're staying on the floor. So we slide up into the extended spine. Let's take a second here. Glutes are active, pubic bone pressing down. Ribs are resting on the OOV. or the arc barrel, so they don't come off. We're gonna keep this position. I want you to knot the chin and look down. Keep the chin tucked as you're starting to look up. So you're starting to look up from the lower cervical. Keep the chin tucked, keep the chin tucked, and then release it at the very top and look up to the sky. Now start with the chin tuck first, and then flex the rest of the neck. And then keep the chin tuck as you start restacking your neck from the lower segments. C7, C6, C5, 4, 3, 2, and then release that head at the very top. One more time, knot the chin as we look down. Arms are pressing into the floor. Everything stays stable. Keep the chin tucked as you're starting to articulate back up and look up at the top. Now we're gonna knot the chin, find a neutral position of the neck. And then I just want you to look to the right as far as you can, keeping that nice long spine, and then look to the left. One more time, side to side. Notice if there's any effect on the rest of your torso with this head rotations, or if you're limited on one side versus the other. Come back to the center, and then let's lengthen back forward. Now we're gonna start adding arm work. Breathe in. As you exhale, start lifting up. Arms will start lifting and circle out to the sides like we're swimming, and line them up by your hips. Breathe in. So now you're nice long line like a dart. And then exhale, start circling arms out and rounding back forward. Inhale, arms lift, start circling out to the side as you press in the water out, you're pushing yourself forward, breathe in. And exhale, arms come back all the way down. Two more. Inhale up, shoulders stay away from ears. Feel that work through the shoulder blades as they're rotating. Exhale, arms out to the side and round back. Last one. Inhale up, exhale, arms press out and towards the hips. And inhale as we're coming back all the way in. Now bring your elbows to where you're in this supported plank. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, forearms are down. So if your arc barrel or OOV, you're over forward enough where you feel your low back is staying out of it. If you have a band, press out against the band. Let's find that nice long neck position. I'm gonna breathe in, reach your right arm forward and lift it up with thumb towards the ceiling. Now take that arm out to the side and start turning your head towards your thumb. So we rotate our neck as we reach our arm out to the side. And then exhale, come back to the center. Lower the arm, bring your elbow in. 3 more times, same sequence, working with the right arm. So inhale, lengthen up, thumb up. Exhale, rotate your head and arm out to the side, torso stays stable. Inhale, bring it in, and exhale, back down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate out to the side. Inhale, coming back in, and exhale, lower. Last one, breathe in as we look towards the thumb. Exhale, so we're integrating the movement of the neck and the shoulder together as they're functionally meant to work. Other side, breathe in, left arm lifts up, thumb up to the ceiling. Breathe in as we move out to the side. Exhale back to center and lower. Inhale, arm reaches. Rotate to the side, keep your torso stable. Back to center and lower back down. Lots of great multifidus work here. Our spinal tree, I call it a Christmas tree stabilizers. They keep our spinal column segmentally stable and properly mobile. And coming back forward and bringing it back down. Let's press up into a shell stretch, as we refer to in Pilates. So you're gonna sit back, let your head drop down, Let your back round, release the pressure, the compression, that extension work that we did. Take a couple of deep breaths in and exhale. With the next breath, we're going to slowly come back up. And we're going to go into a little bit of a seated work. So get rid of the band if you had it. With the OOV, you're going to have a seat. Kind of, actually, let's keep it this way. So you're going to have a seat on the fat part of it with the pointy part in front. On the arc barrel, you're going to be in the short arc barrel position, seated at the top. We're going to go through our saw variations. So you're a little bit higher. So basically your tailbone is just higher than the legs. And we have a little bit of unstable surface if you're on the OOV. Or in the arc barrel, it's also a little unstable because it's a rounded surface. But you want to get yourself to the point where you can be neutral. So the back is not slumping. You can lift up from the tailbone. Keep legs flexed, nice and engaged here. So the first part, let your arm rest on your thighs. Notice where your hips are. Our focus is going to be to stabilize. So I don't want to see any movement of the hips. We're going to move from above. We're going to start with spine stretch forward. Breathe in, nod the chin. Exhale, let your head drop. Round through your thoracic spine, kind of pull it in. And flex forward, reaching your arms towards the floor. As we start coming back, reset from the bottom. Ribs come in, and then shoulder roll back and the head. One more time. Nod the chin, soften the sternum. Round forward, creating a C curve in your spine. The sit bones are right where they are. You start to feel a hamstring stretch in the back of the legs. And then exhale as we round back up. Now part 2 is rotation. So let's put our hands on our shoulders, the front of our shoulders, so you can feel them. And just don't let the shoulders really move. We're going to move from the torso. Breathe in, think of lengthening up and turning to the left. So exhale, we rotate left. Long spine, just visualize that spinal column twisting. Keeping length in the side of the body, so you're not leaning and side bending. And legs are not moving. Exhale, we come back to the center. Breathe in as we twist to the other side. If that hip moves, push it forward. And back to center. One more time before we start combining it. Breathe in, we lift up and rotate. And exhale back to center. Last one to the right. Breathe in, lift up and rotate. Stay centered over the sit bones. And back to center. Now we're combining it into a saw. Arms go out to the side. We breathe in to prepare. Exhale, we're going to rotate to the left. Now breathe in as we spine stretch forward, reaching that arm to the outside of the pinky toe, so to the outside of the foot as much as you can. The back arm will reach back. Stay twisted as you articulate your spine back up to that straight position, and then back to center. Breathe in, rotate to the other side. Exhale with spine stretch forward, reach your arm to the outside of your foot. Inhale as you line back up. And exhale back to center. Keep going. Breathe in, we rotate. Exhale with spine stretch forward. Inhale, we line up. Exhale back to center. Everyone looks great. Inhale as we rotate. Think of length up. Exhale, spine stretch forward. This is a highly effective exercise. Inhale as we line up and back to center. 2 more to each side. Inhale, twist. Exhale, rotate, because we're integrating so many moving parts. Integrating the shoulder. Inhale back up and exhale center. Our neck our spine. Breathe in as we rotate. Exhale, with spine stretch forward. Inhale, we line up. And exhale back to center. Last one. I find that you can really feel sort of deficiencies or restrictions in here. If something doesn't move, that sometimes doesn't show up in isolation, but when you combine those movements back to center, last one to the other side, breathe in, you could really notice where your body needs more work to integrate and restore that symmetry. And come back to the center. Excellent work. Let's bend the knees. And we're gonna go back up to the kneeling position from here. So with our kneeling sequence, with an OOV, the knee's gonna go inside the saddle and the shin will just rest on the OOV. It kind of provides this really beautiful place. Marine, you can use a ball behind the shin and just have the knee on the floor or something padded, but you just want to be able to push your shin into an unstable surface. So just whatever feels good for the knee to be off. Also, a foam roll could be a good alternative. Put it underneath the knee. And then your foot will be on the floor. But we just kind of want to find that good kind of a length position here with the leg. Now, if you have the weights, keep them handy on each side for added challenge. So the first part, we're gonna use our glutes to tip our pelvis back and then use our abdominals to pull it up. So I'm right over that knee and I'm gonna start feeling the stretch in the front of the hip. I'm gonna get that really nice hip extension and opening in the front of the pelvis. Now we're gonna reach both arms up to the ceiling here. So nice long neck, arms are reaching up. It's kind of a part of the warrior sequence in yoga. Keeping your torso nice and straight, you're gonna bend that front knee as you lunge forward as far as you can. So we're not extending torso back. The torso is just lined up and it's the front knee that really bends. At the same time, you're gonna push your shin down into the OOV or the ball. And then bring yourself back up to the starting position. 3 more here. Breathe in, start lunging forward, pressing actively down into the OOV with the shin of the other leg, keeping the knees kind of trying to straighten that leg. And then coming back in, arms are reaching up. 2 more, breathe in as we deep lunge forward. And exhale, we're coming back. Last one here. And coming back. Now let's bring your hands behind our head, elbows wide. We're lined up over the knee. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, we're gonna rotate across the bent knee to the side. And inhale back to center. 3 more. Exhale, rotate, stabilize the hips and the pelvis here. And again, twist through that torso that we just prepared with the saw earlier. And exhale, rotate for 3. Inhale, center, nice long neck, push the back of your head into the hands. And last one here as we rotate. And back to center. Open the arms, bring them forward. We're gonna sit back towards that leg. Pull the front leg up for a stretch. Full compression into that knee joint. And now let's switch sides. So, the other knee is on the OOV. Leg is in front. Shin is on the ball. Take a second to line yourself up. So 90-degree angle in the front. Make sure that hip is dropped. Sometimes it can kind of stay elevated. So you want to kind of let that pelvis drop, open the waistline. Start tucking your tailbone under so the glute will engage to tilt your pelvis, and then the obliques will pull your pelvis up. So you really feel opening in the front of that hip here. First part, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, Exhale 4 times. We're gonna deep lunge forward, keeping our torso straight and lunging into that knee, also into that ankle, and then coming back. You're really working on that ankle dorsiflexion mobility, trying to keep that heel down and just flexing as far as you can. Sometimes there's a misconception to not let your knee go over your toes, but it's not a functional movement because to go down the stairs, to hike down steep surfaces, we have to be able to get that knee over our toes successfully without pain. So we kind of need to train that movement, and ankle mobility is a big part of that. And coming back, good, last one. Let it come forward, reach your arms up, keep that nice long torso. And coming back, arms go behind your head, push your head back into the arms, kind of help activate the back of the neck. Breathe in, exhale, we rotate across that bent knee. Lots of balance work here. And then come back to the center, 3 more. And rotate, push down into the shin of the knee that's bent on the floor into the ball or the OOV to activate that quad and stabilize that hip as we rotate through the torso. And back to center, last one. And back to center. Excellent. Let's lower our hands down by your sides. Sit back towards the heel. Pull the ankle up. Feel the hamstring stretch. Kind of like runner's stretch variation for a second. And then come on back. Excellent. Now, let's go into a little bit of a break into the roll down, and then we're going to go into the standing sequence. So we're going to finish in standing today. But arc barrel OOV towards you. We're going to sit at the base of it, kind of like right at the tip of it, or in front of the arc barrel. Arc barrel is in a short position so that you can roll over it. Now, from here, if you have the ball, put the ball between the knees. If you have the band, put the band around the legs, just to give you that connection to the lower body. If you have the weights, grab the weights to add more load. So we're gonna start sitting tall, squeezing or pressing out whatever's in front of us. If there was a preference in this one, I want this squeeze. So I want the inner thigh integrating into our abdominal, sort of that anterior chain sequence. Arms will reach forward with the weights. Now, let's bring our shoulders in the neutral position. So not squeezing, but also not here, kind of in between. Breathe in, exhale, start rolling back, creating a C curve in the spine. So with abdominals, squeeze the ball. And then breathe in as we extend over, arms reach. Start bringing your arms up, nod the chin, lift the head, exhale. Come back up into the neutral. One more time. Exhale as we round back, letting our lower back touch the OOV with the arc barrel. And then exhale as we lengthen over. Allow the ribs to open here. This is just mobility. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the arms, nod the chin. And come back up. Good. Abdominal, half roll back. Exhale, we half roll back into the OOV. Feel the lower back rest. Squeeze the ball or just push out and just hold your legs there. Let's hold this position. Open arms out to the side and bring them in for 4. And out. Exhale in. And out. And in. Last one. Roll back up. Arms rest. Breathe in. Exhale. Arms up. We half roll back again. Find that C curve. Feel abdominals. Now arms are gonna go into a Y. So one arm up, one arm out to the side, kind of crisscross diagonals, and back to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. 3 more. And in. It's hard enough without the weight if you don't have any. And in. And out for 3. Keep your neck nice and long. And in. Last one. Abdominals stay connected. And in. And rock back up. Good. Last exercise here. Breathe in. Arms come up, palms are up to the ceiling. Exhale, we half roll back. Keep your arms high. We bicep curl for 4. And out. And 3. Keep your legs lined up. Whether it's squeezing the ball, keeping them straight, or pressing out against the band. Last one. And up. And we roll back up. Well done. Let's get rid of the ball, whatever you had. And from here, we're gonna get rid of all the equipment and go onto the floor one time. So the OOV, no arc barrel. Start out with legs nice and straight, ankles are flexed up. See if you can sit on your sit bones, and we're gonna roll down with control all the way to the floor. Now let's take our hands out to the side, so 90-degree position. See if you can push your palms, the back of your palms, to the floor. So we're just kind of lining our body up into that good neutral posture, so that you should feel your head touch, the back of your shoulders touch, the back of the palms press down into the floor. See if you have that full external rotation of the shoulders. Legs are flexed, knees straight. A little curve in the lower back, but you're gonna start pulling your ribs in. Without moving your back, let's go through snow angels. So arms will slide up the floor all the way up. Keep in contact in the back of the arms as much as possible. And then bend the elbows, slide your arms down as low as you can. And reach up. Here your focus is rib cage connection. So you want to not let your back arch or ribs pop up. And you're really working through the back musculature of the shoulder. The back of the neck is long. You have a little bit of that chin tuck going on. Good. One more time, pressing actively into the floor with the back of the arms, feeling that connection, feeling those muscles in the mid-back, and then arms reach all the way up. Now lift the arms up to the ceiling, not the chin. Lift the head, let your thoracic spine start flexing over, legs are straight. You lift up, so the back is flat here. We're looking towards the toes. Start using abdominals. Just start rounding forward all the way onto the sit bones, flexing over towards the feet. And then lining back up. Good. Let's come up into the standing position. So with the OOV, we're gonna put it where the pointed part is forward, and then you're standing on the other part. With an arc barrel, it's just gonna be in the short position on the floor. And we're gonna work on little side steps. So arc barrel or OOV, you're gonna put your left leg onto it, and then you're gonna push down, find the balance, and step up, and then step back down. The leg will stay on the surface the whole time. So we press down and step up and lower back. The goal is to really find loading into that hip and just feel the ground differently. So the OOV adds proprioceptive feedback because it's soft. It also adds balance because we're trying to balance in this plane, side to side, up and over, and down. Good. And now we're gonna step up and let's hold it here. Find the balance. So the other leg, knee bent or just hanging low, whatever it is. The knee that's on the OOV or the UG barrel is nice and soft. Maureen, you can bring your balance sit next time. It's great for this single leg balance control. Now we're gonna take our free leg a little out to the side and bring it back. And out and in. 2 more. And last one here. And come back in. And let's step on down. Let's switch sides. We're gonna step over the other leg. You wanna line it up with the second toe being in that groove. And then we're gonna push down into the OOV and lift up and lower back down. This is really where you can tell if you've ever had ankle sprains, any kind of knee ligament injuries. That side, that balance will be more challenging. A lot of our balance receptors are in the ligaments. So it's great to train and kind of retrain that proprioceptive receptive feedback. Press up, lift, and lower. Good. Last one here. Now we're gonna hold it. So let's find that balance. Your pelvis is right over that hip, and then we're gonna start adding little movement of the hip to the side. So challenging that hip even more. You wanna focus on not letting your torso move very far out to the side. Just keep it nice and stable. Last one. And step on down. Good, now we're gonna turn OOV around. With an arc barrel, you're gonna stay in the same position, and we're gonna stand on top of it with both legs. So take a second, find your balance, or if it's the arc barrel, you're in the very apex, and your toes and heels will sort of wrap around, so the arches are on the highest part of it. So you're working a little bit on that slanted surface. And we're gonna go into squats. So once you find your balance on the OOV, kind of check your weight shifting forward and back in this plane of movement, and then find yourself in the middle. We're gonna reach our arms forward and start squatting down. So your goal is to go as low as you can without falling. You can go all the way down, that's great. And then slowly coming back up. Arms reach forward as we squat. We worked on that ankle dorsiflexion, on that knee flexion in our lunge position to prepare for this. So now we can integrate it into a functional daily movement. 2 more. If you just go a little bit, that's okay. That's where you're at today. And coming back. Good. Last squat, arms reach forward. If it's easier to have arms out to the side, do whatever you need to find balance within this challenge here. And then coming back. And we're gonna step off, take our arms out to the side, breathe in, and exhale. We are finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna pause the recording.